This is my recap of my 2 months protective hairstyle challenge, just to do a review of everything that happened during this challenge. Okay, I know we have so many new people on this channel, but I do a challenge where I keep my protective hairstyle for 2 months to retain more length to reach my hair goals. So basically, to reduce manipulation and also find alternative solutions for hair length retention. I know that a huge problem in the natural hair community, people are finding it hard to retain length. So that's my main reason for this challenge. So quick one. So you participated in the last challenge. I would love to see your results, and I would love to hear like how your challenge went and what you understood from it. And don't forget to leave a comment, and yeah, let's get right into this video. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is hair prep, because this was the first thing I did starting my new challenge. Hair prep is very important, especially if you're going into a new protective hairstyle, because you don't want to immediately start doing moisture routine, going in with water and all of that, because it can cause frizziness and can make your hairstyle get old quickly. So doing your hair prep is very important. Hair prep is nothing confusing. It's something that can basically like your wash day. You being intentional about it, your moisture, and focusing on mainly moisture and keeping your hair hydrated. So I always do my wash day routine first off. Then I always go in with my moisture routine, which includes the LOC method, the liquid oil, and the cream. You go in with the leave-in conditioner. So going in with your oils, your lightweight oils, is then the cream. One thing I would say is I started using my shea butter for my ends, not for my scalp, guys. Don't apply to your scalp because of build up. But if you're using shea butter on your ends, you would notice that you retain more moisture by doing it. Obviously, hair prep focuses on your scalp. That's why I mentioned washing your hair before actually doing a long protective hairstyle, and also your ends, because the reason why you're not retaining length is because you're not taking care of your ends. They are the oldest part of your hair, and so they need so much love and care. So make sure you take care of your ends, guys. So make sure you're focused on your scalp and on your ends, and make sure you focus on moisture when it comes to a protective hairstyle and natural hair. That's the main thing. And also your technique and products you use are very important. Try doing the LOC method. It helps you lock in moisture longer on your hair. The next thing is picking a hairstyle for this challenge. I know most people would be tempted to use extensions or doing crazy hairstyles. Sometimes that's they would love for long, but I would say keeping it simple is the best bet when it comes to this long-term protective hairstyle, because at the end of the day, when you start experiencing new growth and you use extension, that can weigh down your hair and it can cause tangles and all. So it's not every protective hairstyle that is good for your natural hair. You need to know what works for your hair. This is something I had to figure out, because I was doing 1 month, 2 months with extensions, and I would experience so much breakage, and I wouldn't be retaining length. Like it wasn't really working for me. So I had to find a new way in new hairstyles that work for me. At least I do my monthly challenge once every month. So try and find hairstyles that would work well with your natural hair. I have figured out, like I have tiny hair strands. So for instance, I don't use extension mainly because I do hairstyles with my natural hair. For this particular hairstyle, I wanted to try something different. So I did my normal natural hair, then I added like something different. Like I added extension, just a little bit of it. Most people think that because you're not adding extension, all of that your hair is going to be like taken out. But trust me, when there are different alternative ways to style your natural hair and keep it protected and also looking beautiful. So just try and find out what works for your hair. If you have fine hair strands, if you have thick hair, if you have like fine hair strands, you can always do the hairstyles I do, because my hair is fine. I have fine hair strands. But if you have thick hairstyles, you can maybe do hairstyles that are around your niche. Just try something that works for you. So, and try not to use so much extension, because your hair have thick hair doesn't mean that you should overdo with extension, because you can still also break your hair if you're trying to pick a good protective hairstyle, because you can do this challenge and pick the wrong protective hairstyle. If you would, it will literally destroy your experience, your result experience. So much damage to your hair. So keeping a hairstyle is one thing, but the most important thing is when it comes to having to pick a good protective hairstyle, and also the hairstylist you're using, you need to be very careful, because some hairstylists, they don't know what they're doing. They just use your hair as a experiment. So a good professional should handle your natural hair so she doesn't like tear your hair or break your hair. And also excessive shedding, so you need to be mindful. That's one thing I noticed. Like after 3 weeks I had to take down my curly extension. The reason I did this is because I wanted to wash my hair and I didn't want to wash my hair with my extensions on it, so it's because it can get tangled and all. So I could install another one if I wanted to after removing that. I just wanted that hairstyle for the first month and it was done. Also, something you should note is that the reason why I picked these hairstyles for you guys and myself is because you can always put in newly curly extensions and your hair just looks like brand new hair. So it's something that you should do like every 3 weeks or 1 month. Do a fresh and your hair is totally new and you don't need to get tired of the challenge. So we're finally on my first wash day. This was a little bit different because normally I don't keep my hair more than 2 weeks before I could eventually wash it, because yeah, it wasn't a good idea. How many times you wash your hair during this challenge is very important, guys. I recommend you do this every like twice every week, and yeah, and in a month do it like 4 times. This is I do this once every 2 weeks if you can. That's like my recommended time to avoid build up and all of that. Just make sure you're on top of your wash day routine. You're always doing your wash day routine. And also during this challenge I tried so many new things. I decided to try black soap for the first time. My hair felt so clean, like I used it as an alternative shampoo. It happened that I was not mad about it because my hair felt like it didn't feel stripped, but it was more of a clarifying shampoo, but it didn't feel like my hair was stripped of all the moisture. Going on to think of it, it's because of the shea butter. It's part of the ingredients. But I've tried to do so many new things in this challenge, which we're going to be talking about. When you're washing your hair, one thing I would say is to focus on your scalp and your ends, because your scalp health is very important. It makes you create a good environment for your hair growth and also your ends, because your ends are like the oldest part of your hair. So you need to make sure you wash them well, so you do not so you can do your moisture routine. They are moisture to avoid split ends, and the reason why you need to wash your hair once every 2 weeks is to prevent build up. This is going to block your pores and also avoid limit hair growth. So build up are not your friends, guys. So you need to make sure that you're washing your hair regularly to avoid build up, because they're going to limit your hair growth. So that's one thing I would say. Wash your hair twice every month, twice in a week, sorry. It's very important because next thing we're going to be talking about is your treatment. So the first one is my deep conditioner. I'm using this deep conditioner, Maya Organic. So deep conditioning is something you should add to your routine, and regular deep conditioner helps to strengthen your hair and ensures your hair retains a lot of moisture and stays healthy. So you need all that moisture for your hair to stay healthy. It helps to restore the natural shine to your hair. It also has benefits. It helps to prevent damages, reduce split end, and improve the elasticity of your hair. So if you're not deep conditioning your hair, especially if you have high porosity hair, try deep conditioning. You would notice that your hair stays longer for a longer period and your hair is strengthened more. Next treatment I tried during this challenge was cloves and rosemary. This is one thing I am so happy I did, because I experienced so much length, so much growth just by doing this challenge. I did a challenge, I kept it for 3 weeks and the results were amazing. And I have a video on that on my channel where I talked about how I made my cloves and rosemary water. You can check that out on my channel. But one thing I would say is that regular use of cloves water and rosemary helps to strengthen your hair follicles, and it can lower the likelihood of your hair breaking and reduce hair loss. And clove water also contains vitamins and minerals that help to benefit your scalp and hair follicles. So that's why I always recommend you applying this directly to your scalp. You don't really need to apply it to the length of your hair. And it can also be used as a hair rinse when you're washing on your wash day, and it can also be added. You can also add rosemary to it. Rosemary helps to prevent dandruff and soothing your scalp and your hair, and helps to stop hair dryness. If your hair is damaged, it helps your hair follicles and it helps your hair to be good. So I highly recommend this as a treatment during your challenge, and it really does work, guys, and you definitely come back with results. That's when you're doing this You can use an applicator bottle while doing this, and added a little bit of oil to it so that it slips through my hair better, because I do it as a leave-in and I leave it on my hair. I don't actually wash it off when I add it to my hair. So yeah, and once I'm done with that, I just leave it on my hair and apply some heat just so that it can enter into every part of my hair. So yeah, so leaving it in my hair for long. So this was my results from the cloves and rosemary for 3 weeks. That's why I always recommend this. But if you want to try this, I have a video on how I did everything. You can check that out. One thing I would say is that you should definitely try this, even if you're not this challenge. It's something that you should try and add to your routine. The next treatment I did was aloe vera as a leave-in conditioner. This is something I highly recommend. I don't know why I stopped using aloe vera, but during like 2020 to 2021, I always used aloe vera on my hair and I stopped. But I finally started using aloe vera again, and I just remembered why I love it so much. So it's so moisturizing, it soothes my hair scalp. It's if I apply this everywhere on my hair, and during that time I didn't wash my hair for 3 weeks. I use aloe vera directly on my scalp, and also the length of my hair, and my hair felt amazing. But that's one way I used to extend my wash day, because I was a little bit busy. I think I was busy, so because I used to extend my wash day because my hair wasn't dry at all. So this is very moisturizing and also has so much benefits. It helps to strengthen your hair. It has like a lot of active ingredients that help people strengthen your hair. It also contains fatty acid and amino acid, and also has very rich in vitamin A, B12, C, and E, which plays a major part in creating a healthy hair follicle. It also controls frizzy hair. So if you have frizzy hair, you want to extend your wash day, this is something you can try with. Aloe vera has enzymes that break down parts, and so it doesn't strip your hair of its natural oil. Your hair doesn't feel dry, so don't get me wrong, it doesn't strip your excess oil, it leaves your hair dry, causing it to be moisturizing. So if you've never tried aloe vera, this is your time. I highly recommend you trying out aloe vera, especially since that's the whole that some most products has aloe vera, so it's definitely a good thing to try. I prefer using natural things at this point, because all the hair care products I don't even know what they are doing, because they're just adding so many things that are not really necessary. I have a detailed video on how I extract my aloe vera juice, so I'll be leaving the link in my description box. You can check that out. And also it can be used as a leave-in conditioner. The aloe vera can be used in a conditioner. So before you use the aloe vera, always try it on your skin. If you're allergic to it, just put some parts of the aloe vera on your skin, and then you check if you're allergic to it. But if you're not, you can definitely apply it to your scalp. So the next one is hot oil treatment. This is something that I highly recommend. So basically, you just warm up your oils, you get the scalp massager and apply it to your scalp, and gives yourself a head massage. Doing this massage helps to improve blood flow, and it helps blood circulation in your hair. So yeah, it helps to promote hair growth. So this is something I highly recommend, and you can try it out in your routine. Okay, we're finally onto the takedown process. So this is the growth I got from my 2-month challenge. So this stage is very important, because you have to be careful while doing this. You've kept your hair for 2 months, so takedown is very important for length retention. But if you're tired and you don't feel like touching your hair, please don't, because if takedown process can either make your protective hairstyle good or not. So yeah, always take your time to do this. So the first thing you do is to saturate your hair with water, and yeah, once you're done saturating your hair with water, you add your conditioner so that your hair is not that dry. And then you take your time to finger detangle your hair. Like when you're losing it, you can use your hands so you can feel all the knots where your hands is. So yeah, it can easily take down with oil. You can also add oils to your hands, so it's easier for you to take down. So yeah, it's just important, so we are finally onto where I call my new growth, and where my hair starts from. So this part, you have to make sure you're careful. So that I take it down, you need to apply more conditioner or water if need be. So yeah, so if you have build up, you'll be seeing some form of particles there, but as you can see, I don't have build up, so that part is basically just dust that is there. So yeah, you use your fingers to separate those chunk on your hair, and once you've done that, you can easily get your hair back. So yeah, this is the perfect way in which you can do to take down your hair. This is very important, guys. Always take down your hair carefully. You can take this as a form of self-care. You're taking care of your hair. So you can watch a movie while doing this. You can listen to your favorite jam. Can you see the growth on my hair? Like, my hair has really grown, guys. So yeah, it's very important to do this. So you can remove my, I'm also removing my shredded hair. As you can see, I didn't really have so much shed from this one. But yeah, but on to the next one, I'll be showing you how to loosen it also. So basically, you're just going to repeat the same step, and once you're done, you would see that this actually works, guys. Like, protective hairstyle really work. I've seen a lot of growth just by doing this. So make sure you have a proper hair care routine, whether you do moisture routine or not. Every twice a week, always make sure you at least add some what form of water to your hair. So yeah, so that you have very consistent your hair care routine. Also, it's one thing to have a routine, and also one thing to be consistent. You have to be consistent so you can see a lot of growth in your hair. So during this challenge, I noticed that I got a lot of shedding and hair loss. So I'll make sure I'll do a research on how to reduce shedding and also hair loss while doing protective hairstyle, because the amount of hair I lost, guys, it wasn't easy. But yeah, if you always have dry hair, you're going to get split ends and cause your hair to break off and detangle. So you need to make sure your ends are always moistured and your scalp is always clean for good environment for hair growth. So that's why I said your hair care routine is very important. Make sure you're washing your hair once every 2 weeks, and make sure you're going in with your moisture routine. Make sure you're doing your moisture routine and your hair is going to be feeling good. Always make sure you use shea butter. Like, it really helps to lock in that moisture. If you have high porosity hair, I'll definitely recommend you using shea butter to seal in that moisture so your hair can last longer. So one thing about this is that it's very thick. One thing about shea butter is that it's very thick. You don't want to apply it directly to your scalp just because you don't want to have build up on your hair. So if you want to keep your ends staying longer, make sure you use shea butter, and always tuck in once you're done with your hair. When you've done your moisture, to always tuck in your hair so that it doesn't tangle and break off. So yeah, trust me when I say your ends will stay nourished. The other thing I did was using cloves and rosemary on my hair, and also doing that challenge on my hair for 3 weeks. I experienced so much changes on my hair. It literally increased my hair growth. So this is something I would always recommend you doing in your routine. If you're not doing this challenge, this is something I highly recommend. I also use my cloves and rosemary as a form of rinse. As you can see, that's what I'm putting on my hair. Cloves has a lot of benefits, which I mentioned, and rosemary too. Rosemary helps to reduce dandruff. Like, if you after wash, they always use your rinse. It just cleans your scalp. Everything about your hair will just be feeling good. So yeah, once I was done with that, I always use going with my shower cap just to allow the moisture to get in, and then use my steam cap to put in so the product can get into my scalp very well and do what it meant to do. So the average time you're supposed to keep it once you put it in your hair is like keep it for 20 minutes to 30 minutes using a steam cap. But if you're not using a steam cap, just keep it for like 1 hour so it can get into your scalp very well. So yeah, so about my result, this is something I'm like, why didn't I do it earlier and sooner? It's very easy way to retain length. So this is not something that is hard. If you want to try this, I highly recommend it. You can try this and start off the new challenge. So I will let me know which challenge helped you, like which one you've done and actually worked for you. So yeah, see you guys in my next video, guys. If you have any comment, leave it in the comment section. I love you guys so much. So you can share this with your friends, share it with your family, people that are probably struggling with retaining length, just share it to them. And I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Can you see how my hair is just thriving just by doing this? So bye. See you guys in my next video.